No, Chuck, you don't want this. Get out of here.
You know, I don't want no regression. I can't have no regression.
His offense is even better.
Will they run the ball more?
They don't have a running back.
Oh, okay. Well, will the defense keep them from getting all those shootouts?
They're the 32nd ranked secondary in the league.
He lost Adam Thielen?
Jordan Addison's even better.
He sounds kind of expensive.
He's the cheapest QB1 there is. Nailed it. Okay, I'm glad we did that segment. If you already tuned out, I don't blame you.
Jamie's Jamie.
Oh, I didn't get it.
Yeah, the Jamie's Jamie.
I am currently Jamie and Joe Rogan of this podcast.
Yep.
Speaking of which, welcome to What Are We Talking About? Filmed on Starks Avenue in Dallas, Texas. I am sitting here with some very good football minds throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Sitting to my right, your left, Caleb B. Davis. Caleb, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Today's a great day.
Great. Sitting across from me, Mr. Paxton Bailey.
What's going on?
And Andrew Hong, a non-comedian, the first ever non-comedian to be represented on the What Are We Talking About show.
Pleasure to be here. Real
Thank you.
excited.
Thank you.
The door forever, man.
What'd you say?
I said he's got a foot in the door forever now. He
Yeah.
just gets to come back constantly.
Great,
He's
yes.
basically a comic now.
Shout out to Mr. Andrew. And we are actually definitely recording this show that is filmed in Dallas, Texas. And we got a lot to talk about today. I'm very excited. We got a whole bunch of stuff. And we are going to get started with Quarterbacks, the Netflix series that has been taking the entire world by storm, one household at a time. I guess my first question for y'all would be, have you watched it, and whose account did you watch it on? Caleb.
Yes. Okay. So I watched it. I just finished it a couple days ago, and that's purposefully why we waited to talk about it since it was so new last time.
Yeah, we definitely didn't just forget to talk about it last episode.
No.
That definitely wasn't it.
That wasn't it. I used my grandfather's Netflix. Thank you for that password. And I watched every episode on my phone because it signed me out everywhere else. It was like, this is not your home's registered IP address, dude. What's up? Were you kidnapped? And I'm like, this is a cell. This is a cell. I got this one.
See,
So-
I only have my Netflix on my work iPad now. I'm
Oh.
using my friend's Netflix on my Xbox.
Oh,
What?
That's fun.
Your friend's Netflix on your Xbox? How many
Yeah.
episodes did you make it into?
Oh, I finished.
You finished?
I binged the shit out of it. It was fantastic.
It was really extremely well done series, in my opinion. Andrew, did you watch it?
I haven't. I've only watched some clips, and I listened to a Cliff Notes podcast on it, so I've come ready.
A Cliff Notes podcast
Yeah,
on it.
I'm ready to
roll.
Well, Andrew, hey, he's a busy man. Hey, buddy, you can stay, but you can't be squeaking things. He is a busy man, but he has done his research to be ready for this podcast in particular. So thank you, Andrew. My biggest takeaway, honestly, was the wives of each quarterback. In particular, I guess Brittany Mahomes has a rather kind of bad reputation in town. I don't know exactly. Have y'all seen exactly? Because I hear all the time like, oh yeah, Brittany Mahomes, you're gonna like her after the show a lot more than you started the show. And that I didn't have any really opinion on her whatsoever. Did you guys?
I did like her more, but I used to hate her worse than hell.
Why? So yeah, I missed that part of the whole thing. Like, why do we hate Brittany Mahomes? Pitch it to me.
Her presence just around the NFL is just awful. She's just one of those kind of gaudy wives. It's like, my husband is Patrick Mahomes, and I do whatever the fuck I want. But a lot of the hate, especially from me, came from Jackson Mahomes.
Exactly.
So,
Ooh.
like,
So she
they were
was
just
getting
always
ricochet
together.
fire through Jackson Mahomes because we all hate Jackson Mahomes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think we
Dude,
can
Ever
all-
since dancing on the Sean Taylor Memorial, that was bullshit.
Dude.
Yeah, he's also what I most beside. I mean, even counting his smugness and just TikTok Gen Z annoyingness. Sorry, Paxton. And Caleb, right? You're
Dude,
a Gen Z.
I'm not
You
on
are
TikTok.
a Gen Z. Don't pretend like you're not a Gen Z.
Dude, I'm so mentally old.
You're basically a
I
communist.
posted a video
Yeah,
on TikTok
basically.
Today.
Did you? How did it do?
It's actually not doing too bad.
Over 100 views.
Yeah.
What's your
it's at,
biggest
like,
TikTok ever, Gen Z, Paxton Bailey?
I think I had one get to 5,800 views.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad. It got like 400 likes or something like that.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You brought it up.
I'm not.
Paxton's gonna talk. Not what's Patrick Mahomes? Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson Mahomes is
Yeah.
gonna love this segment of our show.
From-
I mean, obviously we hate him, and obviously he was pretty well edited out of the whole situation.
Dude, but every time he was on that show, it was like this fucking kid. You saw him off to the side or like, high-fiving people during the Super Bowl, losing his mind.
They might have just edited it this way, but anytime, like the 30 total seconds he was in the show,
He was on his phone.
He was on his phone, not looking at the
That's
game.
funny.
Or he
I
was
noticed
wrapped
that
up in a
too.
blanket in a heated booth in Arrowhead Stadium.
Just really trying to get toasty in that bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I most resent as a man who is 5'7" 3/4 about Jackson Mahomes is that he's taller than his brother and far less athletic. That drives me absolutely
Yeah,
crazy.
dude, I'm not that athletic.
You aren't?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but your brother's not the best athlete we've seen in a decade.
It's very true. I
So
have
if
a
your
sister
brother
and
was the
she's
best-
god awful at everything.
Exactly. It's not in your genes. Look
She'll
at
fuck
you.
it up.
But
and
also, it
darts
comes to the
stuff.
fact that he's such a piece of shit. Like, he could have probably worked at it, but he's too lazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this whole
Exactly.
persona. Like,
That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He
Like, he
gives off
could
that
be
mooch.
athletic. He has the genes, but he chooses to sit with a blanket.
That's my point.
Yeah.
He was probably a pretty good
Paxton,
basketball player at some point.
You don't have the genes.
Had to have
Yeah.
been.
Nah, not after fucking up shit in baseball. But this is a football podcast.
Look at
so.
it. Look at you. Yeah, baseball. We don't. That's you have to do a burpee punishment after the podcast if you bring up baseball. Sorry about it. I didn't mention that before. So here's the plan.
Or you can eat an entire
any
sleeve
other-
of Big League Chew.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Dude, I'll swallow it too. I don't care.
Any other thoughts on quarterbacks as a whole? I thought Kirk Cousins was super interesting. Him strapping up his little thing. He listened to himself call plays that he recorded on his iPhone.
Okay, so here's my take on this. Is that everyone praises Brady for shit like this, but Kirk Cousins is weird.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, like, his wife is a little annoying, but, like, he's a goofball that I love. Like, I love him so much more
I
after
feel like
watching
they're
the show.
good. Okay, so I'll say this real quick about Brittany Mahomes before we pass. Like, first of all, she looks like Mr. Potato Head kind of in her facial silhouette.
She was also pregnant. We got to give her that. She was
Dude,
pregnant.
okay.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Brittany.
Brittany Mahomes.
Brittany Mahomes?
Yeah.
No, Brittany Mahomes was pregnant, gave birth in November.
And then
by the
recorded this.
time it was the divisional playoffs in January, she was shredded again.
Okay.
She literally had abs.
Well, then I'm
did you
back
see?
to
Did you
where I
notice
started.
that?
No, I didn't. But I can't get past her
notice that.
face,
That
dude.
was-
Like, I'm just happy they found each other in high school, and I wish the best for them.
Great school.
Yeah,
But-
but they both look weird.
Oh,
7th grade.
They do, dude. I don't even.
and they both
wanna,
sound terrible.
They
And I-
do, dude. He sounds like Kermit started smoking.
Yeah.
And she. I mean, fuck, dude.
Where they
Kermit
from?
and Miss
East
Piggy.
Texas, is that where they're from?
Yeah, White House, north of Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Patrick Mahomes definitely went through an awkward stage. It
Well,
gave
he's
me
still in
hope.
it.
And I actually,
He's
this
still
is
in it.
something
I
that
think he's handsome. I think he's a handsome
Actually,
man.
I take that back. Kirk
We need to
Cousins
see
is
what this
still in
next
awkward
haircut
stage.
looks like.
Kirk Cousins' voice was always cracking throughout the
Hey,
whole
bro.
show.
Even when he was singing.
he's an extreme tenor, bro. Chill out.
Extreme tenor. Uh-oh, look out. Are you an extreme tenor?
No, yeah, probably a.
Is that why
lifelong
you got your balls
soprano.
cut off as a child?
I mean,
Oh, dude, are you a eunuch?
I could be. I look it right.
Game of Thrones,
like I
baby.
said, bro.
So we are gonna do a new segment here today. Any other thoughts on quarterback before we move on to this new segment?
I love and respect Marcus Mariota.
He did win a Heisman over Amari Cooper, which I forgot about. So
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. I have him in my dynasty league. I didn't. That's a lie. I tried to make a trade for him. I didn't get him, but
For
I
Amari
haven't
or Mariota?
for Amari Cooper. I do have Mariota on my dynasty roster. He's because I have Jalen
You told
Hurts.
us you got him because
So-
as soon as he went to Philly.
Yeah, as soon as he went to Philly, I picked
good
him up
move.
off the waiver wire because I have Jalen Hurts. So I'm like, oh, if Jalen
Yeah,
goes down
handcuff.
again for. So here's another thing about the Eagles is and the fantasy football landscape right now is like I picked Lamar Jackson for one of the first times in a best ball draft recently, and I'm like, man, he just can't stay healthy towards the end of the season. And then I was like, but I'm also super excited whenever I get Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And he has not finished a season unless you have like a Week 18 final.
But Lamar Jackson every week isn't putting up 40 fucking points.
He was.
He was.
He
Yeah, he
was.
was.
He
Remember he
was,
won the
but
league
Jalen Hurts
MVP
is
like
now.
3 years ago?
I mean, dude, that's the.
Have you
even,
looked?
Even last year, he was putting up some fat numbers.
Yeah, he
was.
was.
putting up some fat
He was.
numbers.
I think if you really look at his breakdown of exactly what he did in fantasy last season, it was surprising how many points he put up week after week.
And he's rolling out the ghost of Mike Wallace. Who was that? Kenyon Drake was on their team last year.
There was a report from camp this year that Zay Flowers,
Yeah, Zay Flowers.
the rookie first round draft pick, is head and shoulders above anybody else in training camp right now, including Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
he's outperforming. It was one draft report. So
Call back to my last episode, dude. I don't think OBJ is going to be like the shit this year. I mean, he's going to do maybe what Dez did for New Orleans for like a couple games before.
Is there a whole year stat?
Am I
When
in
was
the
the
right
last
year?
time Odell Beckham
total.
was truly relevant on the field? Like, did something real?
Dude, 20. Well, fuck. People are going to argue because the year that the Rams won the Super Bowl.
the Super Bowl Rams.
Right, but he caught a few red zone
And didn't he get,
touchdowns.
didn't he get
inside the
traded
20
late
and
that
10.
season?
He got
or-
cut.
He got
Or
cut.
he got
Okay.
cut
And they picked him off
up-
waivers,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. So, like, dude, I mean, obviously, there's some reason why teams aren't just like outright signing you. You know,
last
like
year,
even the
sat
Vikings. I was like, why are
sat
they not going
unemployed
after him?
last year, all season?
Yeah, yeah. I'm always skeptical to take a returning athlete that's been on like a break or a hiatus because, I mean, your body, you've got to keep that so like finely tuned. That's your job, dude. That's your livelihood. So it's like, if what you're saying is going to benefit your contract negotiations, this might also screw your next one up.
So
you know?
on that tangent, Melvin Gordon
Dude,
recently got signed to
Yeah.
a new contract. I
coming
believe
back
it
from a
was
hiatus and then
$3 million. Was Melvin Gordon one of those guys that got like a smoking thing or
No.
No. He just
I think he might have. I think he did right before he got picked up in Denver. I think that's why it was kind
Maybe,
of like his final
actually.
straw.
Yeah.
Honestly, he just sucks. That's
But-
his final straw.
How old is he?
Dude, I would have to say he's like
28 maybe.
I don't
Maybe.
know. I think he's older than that.
Is he really?
He's like a
might be.
2014 or 2015 guy.
Well, and that could be the answer to that question of the last time OBJ's been relevant.
Yeah.
Too. So maybe him and Melvin Gordon honestly shared quite a bit of the same highlight real estate at that time.
So here we have Lamar Jackson from last year's game-by-game stats. Week 2 against Miami, he threw for 318, 3 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, ran for 142 yards. Or
is
no,
a stat line,
119 yards
With a
and a
touchdown.
rushing touchdown.
Nice.
So 4 total touchdowns. The week after that, he threw for 218, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, ran for 107, and another rushing touchdown. Yada yada yada. Let's find another big passing day for him. Jacksonville 254, 1 touchdown, 89 yards rushing.
But
so
you gotta factor in he had no wide receivers. By the end of October, he had no wide receivers. That's true.
this is why I am drafting not a wide receiver, a tight end out of Baltimore, Mark Andrews,
yes,
a lot
sir.
more than any of their wide receivers. I know Rashawn Bateman's he got an injection on his foot, and I listened to a couple of fantasy doctors kind of play it down, but also be like, yeah, this is pretty concerning in my opinion. I'm a chiropractor, by the way, like I'm licensed in Texas, so I kind of know a thing or two about this. I've never mentioned that on the show. I probably should, but
It was something I wanted to talk about.
yeah. When you're getting injections into your foot, that's never a good thing. That
No.
means there's an inflammatory issue or just a chronic pain issue, and they don't know how to fix it. So that's kind of like the last straw is when you start shooting needles into
That's
people.
the same thing with your back too. Like anytime they're getting needles involved
your back
for
is far
pain,
worse.
Right.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. But if that's what you're resorting to as like a solution to an ailment, dude, you're probably not in great
No.
shape.
No.
There's something to be.
Any sort of shot anywhere isn't good.
Right. Let's go back to his last year of college. He couldn't play, broke his foot issue.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a lingering thing. It's chronic. I too am in the medical field. I'm a nurse, just not registered.
Hey, another like
Just an N, not even an R.
No.
Just a good old fashioned N.
I'm
Yeah.
recognized by my street homies.
And I want to say this too. That's the biggest laugh we've gotten, and it's the non-comic this whole podcast. That's great. I love that. I support it. No,
He's a funny man.
I agree. But another thing that kind of is news in the NFL that is relevant: Jordan Addison speeding. Dude.
Pulling
As a
Henry
Vikings
Ruggs.
fan,
That's concerning, dude. And the same thing, we were talking about lingering injuries. He's been dealing with injuries the whole, camp now. And people are trying to, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm so glad he's a part of the squad, but I'm kind of afraid that I already have to look at him as how is his second year going to be
shitbird.
before,
when he even has even more money,
yes.
it's
And
gonna be
then- yeah,
interesting
dude. Can't fix stupid.
seeing players in college make money now.
That's-
some
yeah.
some running backs will probably just start staying in college for all 4 years because they're going to make more in college than they will in the NFL.
It might
That's a
work
great
well
point.
as
I've
like a
never thought
weeding
of
out
that.
system. Right. Like who's going to make it in the league? Who can
Exactly.
handle-
It's
Damn,
going to be a
dude.
lot more of a professional atmosphere in college football now, so we will have a little bit more to know about players like Jordan Addison or Perrion Winfrey, who we'll talk about a little bit more later. But as a Lions fan, so you are a Vikings fan, and your butthole's puckering from your number 2 wide receiver because you don't want KJ Osborne being your number 2 wide receiver.
No, dude, I
Man,
have more
if you
faith
look
in
over
him. I've got a
quarterback,
lot of faith in
KJ
him.
Osborne was kick ass, dude. He was one of the greatest possession catchers last season.
He did
I guess.
he did a really good job last season. I was pleased with him, especially having to back up Adam Thielen,
See-
JJ, stuff like that, and TJ, dude. Like, people forget to bring him into the discussions. Where I'm sitting here, like, look, okay, if I've got JJ, KJ, TJ, like, give me some more J's, man. You know what I'm saying? And they're killing. They're gonna kill. Like, and that's whether there's JA or no JA.
He's a J
We got
ally.
KJ, TJ.
Nice.
We're fucking J'd up, homie. Minnesota,
can't-
they're gonna
He
make.
was supposed to be a breakout player last year, KJ Osborne.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I can't ever say Minnesota's a surefire competitor in the league ever. And I'm honestly scared for this next season because the best thing defensively to happen to Minnesota is bringing Brian Flores in. And yeah, he's done some crazy, awesome shit defensively in the NFL, but dude, he's got such
a
a thin
tenure.
cast right now. Daniil Hunter might be out.
Damn.
As far as I know, he's been holding out this whole time, and there's been no coverage on it. So, like, Minnesota's thin, dude. Defense is always our killer. And you see that a lot in quarterback before, I guess, we get too far out of that. Kirk Cousins has to stay in these games, and I hated that whole third episode hearing him go, every time he got rolled over, and I was like, I know he's in pain.
You're
but, like,
so mean.
dude,
You're
I
so
know.
mean.
No, and I'm like one of the biggest Kirk supporters too. So this drives me nuts because like Minnesota had the worst offensive line last year. He put up basically record time on his back in the NFL as a straight white man, which is awesome. And you're going to tell me you're going to go next season with the same fucking 5 offensive linemen? How does that make any sense?
Are they young? Or what's the age
Yeah.
Okay.
group of the Vikings
They
offensive line?
are, and our right guard who stepped on Kirk's foot twice last year.
He stepped all the way on my foot, he said in
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
Yeah, and
he
he
stepped
just-
on my whole foot.
Hey, you know what's funny? There's two hilarious moments. That's one of them. Anytime he gets his foot stepped on, that's great. But like, did y'all see that pass that he let go to KJ and KJ just dead fished right when he hit the turf?
No.
That killed me, dude. That's like the first or second episode. He just strung one out a little too far and KJ dove
Oh,
for it.
yeah,
And right
okay,
when it was
yeah.
out of his reach, he just fully gave up on the ball, hit and like kind of bounced and slid.
Yeah,
it was so
his motivation,
funny, dude.
like while he's still 6 inches
Hey.
in the air above the ground, flipped.
And I'm only logged into Netflix on my phone, so I can show you like right now.
It was a business decision.
There was a great video posted
Melvin Gordon's 30, by the way.
Chuck Bass. It was actually a GIF. I wish I knew how to put GIFs together better like this because it is quite the talent. It is based off of the what is it called? The Dewey Cox story, Walk
Yeah,
Hard.
Walk Hard.
What we're playing in studio right now, where he walks in on his buddies smoking reefer with his manager with a bunch of attractive women. What is this, like the 70s? Is that what this is supposed
no,
to be?
this is like
Late 60s, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say
60s, the good old days is what they say.
it's replication of like a Johnny Cash story. It's like a mockumentary almost.
Yeah. I was about to
Yeah.
say because these people, like, at some point he runs into like the Big
Does
Bopper.
it give you a hangover?
Get addicted to it or something? It's
Non-habit forming. I think I want it. So his beautiful brain got from there to relating that to Captain Kirk Cousins. And does someone want to be Dewey Cox and I'll be Dewey Cox's manager? Do we have any to try and do this reenactment of of the movie, Caleb.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. So this is our first ever voice recording audition.
Okay.
In the history of our whole life. We'll see how it goes. We'll probably step over a lot of it.
Okay.
If I had to guess. So
Okay.
maybe we'll take a couple takes. Here's take one. Us reenacting Chuck Bass's.
Let's
I hope I'm
clarify.
saying that correctly.
Let's clarify. Who am I playing?
I'm going to be the manager.
you're
Okay.
You're going to be Dewey.
Okay,
You're going to be
okay.
Dewey asking
I'm Wreck-It
about
Ralph.
who this subject is about. Spoiler alert, it's Kirk Cousins.
Are we
okay?
are
You're
we trying to
quarterback.
sound like the character that we're? Or?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just
that not-
clarifying. It feels natural. It feels natural. I'm down.
Okay.
Like, you know,
Do you have a problem with this?
I don't, but someone
Mr.
on
Bo
Twitter
Jackson?
might.
dude, and
All right.
Are you saying it's like a
Black voice.
oh.
Oh, I'm not going to do black voice.
No, it's up to their
Oh.
imagination.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing black voice. I'm just going to
Okay.
do my voice.
Okay.
Like I was talking to Kirk Cousins. Okay.
Oh shit, I'm Kirk Cousins. Okay,
Here we
let's
go.
do it.
No, we're just talking about Kirk Cousins.
Oh, okay,
You're Dewey.
perfect. I'm Dewey.
No, Chuck, you don't want to get this here.
You know, I don't want no regression. I can't have no regression.
His offense is even better.
Will they run the ball more?
They don't have a running back.
Oh, okay. Well, will the defense keep them from getting in all those shootouts?
32nd ranked secondary.
He lost Adam.
Jordan Addison's even better.
He sounds kind of expensive.
He's the cheapest QB1 there is. Okay, let's try one more take off the top right here.
Okay.
Chuck, I hope I'm saying Chuck Bass. Is it Chuck Bass or Chuck Bass?
I thought it was Bass's.
Chuck Bass's. There's only two S's, dude.
Oh, I thought I saw 3.
No. Well,
Sue me. I don't know.
Chuck Bass or Chuck Bass, I am a big fan of you, but I've never heard your name said out loud. I'm just a Twitter follower, and I really appreciate you. So here we go.
All right.
Reenactment number 2, talking about Kirk Cousins. No, Chuck, you don't want this. Get out of here.
You know, I don't want no regression. I can't have no regression.
His offense is even better.
Will they run the ball more?
They don't have a running back.
Oh, okay. Well, will the defense keep them from getting all those shootouts?
They're the 32nd ranked secondary in the league.
He lost Adam Thielen.
Jordan Addison's even better.
He sounds kind of expensive.
He's the cheapest back one there is. Nailed it. Okay, I'm glad
we
we did
go.
that segment. If you already tuned out, I don't blame you. So the next segment to this show, we
Ooh,
are
I'm
going
excited for this
to
part.
do a draft. Netflix has already greenlit next season
Wow.
of quarterback, singular,
Okay.
on Netflix. And we are going to choose who we think the next season's cast should be. 3 quarterbacks, snake draft style. Okay. You need for your roster 1 young superstar. You need 1 veteran, and you need 1 below half quarterback, bottom half quarterback, the Mariota division, the veteran Kirk Cousins division, and the young superstar Patrick Mahomes division.
And
you,
are those 3 on to take?
you are not allowed to take any of last cast, and you are not allowed to take Aaron Rodgers because he will be featured in Hard Knocks.
Yes.
We don't want to
Right.
be too redundant there.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make sense to cast Aaron Rodgers for quarterback because we're trying to build the most interesting roster, the most interesting cast that we can. And since I am the host of the show, I will pick first. And with my first pick, I actually thought really long and hard about this. I was actually going to go with my bottom half quarterback first because my bottom half quarterback is way better than y'all's.
Probably.
But
That's the
I
toughest
hope
one
it
to
doesn't
pick.
get sniped. I'm going to be really upset if I get my young stud and I get my bottom half quarterback. I'm going to have the best roster, the most interesting roster. We're going to win. What do you win? Like
Hey.
Pulitzer prizes for Netflix shows or something
You know
like
what
that?
we should do? We should like I don't know. What we should have done, we should have all written down our 3 and then like presented them and flipped them at the same time. So that way we could have been like, oh fuck. Like,
Well, I have my
but
power
yeah.
rankings in my head, so we'll
Okay.
make commentary as we go.
Okay.
So your job is to make your pick and defend why you think the person that you picked is a great pick for the Netflix show.
Gotcha.
Okay, got it? All right, with the number 1.1 overall pick, I am going to pick my young freak superstar athlete, Joe Burrow. Joe Cool, the obvious selection for 1.1. He was already featured in last year's episodes, battling Mr. Patrick Mahomes over and over again, beating him. Once having the whole Burrow head situation. He wears turtlenecks. He's the coolest guy probably in the NFL right now. He smokes cigars. He famously won a national championship for LSU, which is now like the biggest sports school in the world. Now the NIL.
He might get more pull into watching the show. Like more people that are just not into football are gonna be like, "Oh, it's Joe Burrow."
Yeah.
He's transcendent
It's Joe
at
Cool.
this point.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is Joe Cool. He is Cincinnati Joe. Joe Burrow with the 1.1 overall. I just needed him to at the top of my roster. Also, probably maybe him and one other quarterback that I'm sure will get drafted later on for the favorite to make it to the Super Bowl again in terms of the cast available. So for all of those reasons, I'm taking Joe Cool with 1.1. Mr. Caleb, you're up next with 1.2. What division are you taking? Who are you taking? Take it away.
You know, I think I'm about to just go ahead and squash it already because I was going to pick Jalen Hurts. That was
Yep.
my number 1 guy who is a Pat Mahomes-esque character. He's going to pull that same type of audience of like, show us the well-oiled machine and show us how when you get there, how you clock in and you punch the fuck out. You know
It
what I'm
would be
saying?
fun getting inside that locker room, that Philadelphia locker room, which is why he was kind of my second favorite. And these are 2. So last year we had 3 married men. Is Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts, are they single? Are they dating?
Joe
Are they married?
Burrow is dating, I think.
Okay.
He's got,
You sound jealous
maybe
about
Instagram
that.
girls. He's got some Instagram girls.
So he's dating around, which I think would be awesome to
Absolutely.
see a single bachelor, Joe Cool, literally the coolest person in 2023, 2024, operating as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and one of the coolest quarterbacks in the NFL. Anyways, Jalen, is he single?
Dude, I don't keep up with him on like those terms.
I think he is.
I'm sure
He's
he
married
is.
to
In that
football.
It would be
facet,
smart.
I think that means he is because you never hear anything about like the single guys.
He's married to football. That's his whole deal.
He is
He's
married
the
to
whole
football.
deal.
He's a dog. He
Yeah.
is grinding the tape right now.
I think y'all might be backsetting how much he's getting laid. I feel like he's getting laid all the time at his disposal whenever he wants.
I'm sure he is.
He's probably
But-
not married to football as much as
It's gonna be
y'all
like
think.
Too Hot to Handle, a version of Too Hot to Handle on Netflix.
I think he gives himself 2 hours a day to get that ass in, and the rest of it's working out and getting better.
Dude, I
This
don't
was
like
a guy at Oklahoma after
Just got
games.
like 13
This is
girls waiting outside in a van
Yeah.
for
This
him.
is
Like,
the-
all right, girls, I watched film, I ate breakfast, I took my creatine. Now it's go time. Let's all go play in the pool for 2 hours.
Exactly.
I just don't like that we're scheduling it for them. This is where I'm
That's why you need a good manager, Caleb.
Oh, I know. Cleveland Browns know all about that.
Oh my gosh, we are
Allegedly.
gonna allegedly. Well, not really allegedly. Anyways, Andrew, what division are you taking? Who are you taking? Take it away.
I'm actually going to take a left when you guys go right. I'm going to go with the struggling veteran.
Here we go.
Trying to hold on. I'm going Jameis Winston,
Oh,
who is absolutely the most unintentionally hilarious person on
Yes,
earth. Now I'm
eating-
talking about eating W's right here. Fucking going to
Barbecue
Publix
chicken.
this and eating some W's and some free lobster legs.
that is a great pick. Who's that guy playing quarterback for this year? I can't remember.
He's the Saints.
Oh, yeah, right down the road.
He's going to
Derek
play. He's
Carr.
going to play 4 games this year.
No, I don't.
And he's going to throw 3 pick sixes, and they're going to bench him,
And you
and it's
picked
going to be
him round
amazing.
one.
I am, yeah.
Dude.
Because he's He's so interesting. Have you seen his training videos where he has a random
Right, we're doing it
dude
for the show.
from
The training videos.
from the training
The training videos.
Yes.
I forgot about the training
and they're
videos. That's
throwing
brilliant.
tires at him, and he's like dodging it. And he's just
Yes.
like eating a W. He's like throwing
You
it
also
left-handed.
could potentially get some Taysom Hill
Yes.
side action over
Yes.
there,
Also-
which would be interesting as well.
Damn, you guys
He is
just-
married. Jameis is married, so you don't have to worry about his crazy girlfriend. But there's just so much unintentional comedy. Like, could you imagine him in the huddle being, "Men, we're gonna go to war today. We is gonna put 4 touchdowns on the board today." Like, what, bro? We're down. Like what are you talking about? Like, he is. I would pay an extra premium to watch him on this show.
That's brilliant.
A hill to die on right there.
He
A lot
kind of
sideline
was
film.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. A lot of these are the I don't know, whenever they take extra footage and put them in the catacombs.
B-roll.
Yeah, they're like, dude, we got to put this out somewhere. It's gonna be like
absolutely.
There's so much content. You're right. Well, because they reused a lot of content to kind of build up the quarterbacks. Like they had a lot of they had the whole UI. You like that?
Yeah.
They had
all of that film was in great quality, by the way. I was kind of shocked by that.
Well, welcome to. We've had HD for what since 2007
Yeah,
now.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, dude. Television.
Okay, so I love it. So stacking the bottom of your casting with a very, very compelling.
Because I mean, if
character.
you guys talk about you want to see how the top works, I will show you how the very bottom works, and I'm all in. I'm all in.
Yeah,
Damn,
Kirk Cousins
honestly-
getting 2 chiropractors working on him at once, and
And you got my
Flash
boy
cut-
Jameis just going at it.
Wait, so that was
Getting
that
tired.
a vet in his rough era, or was that?
that's the bottom half.
he's the bottom
That's the
half.
bottom
He's the
half.
bottom half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, I would definitely say he would be the Mariota division.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that was
Absolutely.
okay. Then I agree with that. Sorry,
Yeah.
I may have been confused the whole time. Oh shit. Sorry.
All right, Paxton, you get 2 picks back to back. What are you going to take?
All right, can I get a scrollsies down a little bit?
Yeah, sure. How far do you want me
Damn,
to
dude.
go?
We're already passing the wobbly man. Are you sure?
Ooh. okay, I got a vet. I'm going with the Matthew Stafford.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I hate you. He was number 1 on my power rankings for my veteran. Go ahead, take it away, and I'll tell you even more why Matt Stafford is the number 1 veteran you want on next season of quarterback. Go
He's
ahead,
a
Paxton.
fucking winner, man. Whether he actually wins or not.
Okay, no.
He's never going to give up.
That video where he dislocated his shoulder for the Lions, that's going to be
Oh,
the
dude.
opening. That's going to be the credits. The opening credits will be that
Introducing him.
whole thing like, oh, it's out. I can throw. He runs back in,
Throws a touchdown.
throws a touchdown, and he's like, ha ha,
Yeah.
don't touch me. I know I just won the game. Ha ha. I lived that live. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I love Matt Stafford. Another reason why Matt Stafford is a great pick to go in that
And
middle
Cooper
tier.
Kupp, dude. He's still got someone you can argue as the best wide receiver in the
Dude.
league.
They have a lot of reasons to succeed this year for sure.
That's really smart too because he's got Stetson Bennett backing him up.
Stetson
who's
Bennett.
an old rookie.
Yeah.
Georgia
So, like-
Bulldog, also a Georgia
Bulldog.
Bulldog. Matt Stafford was at the national championship that Stetson Bennett won.
Right.
I'm still
What?
shocked Stetson didn't go to Dallas, to be honest. I really thought he was going to be a good pickup here for Cowboy fans.
I feel like he would have just been another Ben DiNucci.
You know what the
Jerry wasn't gonna have him.
Probably. I thought the fact that he got arrested in Dallas like a month before the draft, I was like, oh, he'll be a Cowboy. That was my logic behind that. I was like, that's to fuck with his draft stock. Jerry's been in on this the whole time. He's like, hey, Frisco PD, go rough him up and tell him welcome to Dallas. That's what my prediction was. But I don't have football conspiracies this week.
the final reason I think Matt Stafford is the perfect pick is because his wife, Kelly Stafford, is a known dog, great advocate. I love players' wives who say things that the players aren't allowed to say, but they'll say it for them on Twitter, social media, or whatever, and be an advocate for their spouse. I think Kelly Stafford, cancer survivor, survived brain cancer.
Exactly.
Wow.
There's a lot of storylines with Matt Stafford, so that is an excellent pick, Paxton. What is going to be your next pick? What division? Where are you going with this? You want me to scroll up? You want me to scroll down?
Could you give me a scroll down?
Yeah, always going to the
think-
bottom half of the league here.
I am.
Where's he going?
Part of me.
Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco's sitting there for you
Jesus
if you
Christ,
want him.
dude.
Jeez.
Is this the free agency
Not a-
point of view?
Okay. So
Super Bowl MVP, Joe Flacco.
He's like, all because I
Such
just
a-
stood up on
I
both my
hated
feet
Joe
during the
Flacco.
national anthem. I'm still in the league.
Just take Joe Flacco, dude.
I only say that because he was at the Super Bowl with Cap.
who's? I don't know. I want my down on his luck kind of guy, but I feel like the one I want to take might be too young to be the down on your luck category.
Oh, I know who you're thinking of.
Say it.
No. I disagree. If they're young, I mean, these days, if you have a bad first year, you just be ready. You might be cut.
Holy shit. Okay, I think I came up with a better 3. I mean, I still stand with where I was with Jalen Hurts, but like I don't know where we're at in telling which ones we want on the show. I'll say my initial predictions for if they did a spinoff and they did it again, who I wanted to be up was Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson as the struggling kind of like Mariota type, and then the last one was going to be Jimmy G. Like, well, fuck, maybe that's a redundancy, but dude, I think
I think
honestly,
Jimmy G he's kind of like that flex where he can fit in the bottom half or he
Yeah.
can fit in the veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
really,
veteran
especially like
slot.
he's got that whole storyline before even.
But it's not your turn. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
Paxton.
okay, y'all can veto this if you want.
Sure. Deal.
Kenny Pickett
Kenny Pickett as a veteran.
down on his luck. I don't think there's going to be.
Bottom half of the league, he's too young. He's second season. He would be
be
not
a-
eligible for this
Yeah.
show.
Well, he didn't have like the Zach Wilson year. You know, we were
Yeah.
like, dude, that dude sucks.
Okay.
Not eligible
so
for the show.
going from our Marcus Mariota pick, similar lifestyle. Derek Carr.
Derek Carr. Tell
Good.
me why you think Derek Carr, which I think is honestly the most boring pick you could have selected.
Yep.
But Derek Carr, down on your luck quarterback, Derek Carr, why do you think he would be good for this show?
In the same,
Starting your argument with a deep side, not a good start. So I guess I'll take Derek Carr.
Part of it is also because I'm still thinking part of it is fantasy wise. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go with it now still. Part of it is also just because he's so mysterious.
the Carr
Like,
family. That's a good poll too.
He does
Yeah.
have
Other
dreamy
pla-
eyes, doesn't he, for a man with such dark
he
hair?
looks like
Yeah.
a criminal.
He does.
He low key does. Yeah.
It would be good to know. He is an enigma, and he is someone that people don't really know anything about.
He is someone who's definitely shoved drugs in his ass in Mexico. Honestly,
2 for 2, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
No,
Yeah.
I still think. Well, yeah, he would fall into a good category of kind of like he
But
just signed a new contract.
just
I
signed a new
traded
contract,
into New
yeah.
Orleans. I mean, like him and Russell Wilson are in very similar positions. I feel like where it's literally their job to lose. Kind of again how we mentioned about Jordan Love last week.
Yeah.
That was
So
another.
yeah, and Jordan Love he's a good candidate for that. I'm excited to watch Baker Mayfield take this shit in Tampa, dude. I can.
Why
see
don't you
him
shut up?
Yeah.
It's not your turn.
I need to shut up.
Andrew, what are you picking?
I'm gonna go ahead and take my quarterback one, my elite class.
Okay.
And I'm going for Lamar Jackson,
Ooh.
This is a
Lamar
guy
Jackson.
who really is like rough around the edges. We really don't know a lot about him. We don't know how he trains, like what it's like at home. His mom is literally his agent.
Just
which is amazing.
negotiated his own contract.
Exactly.
Got a bunch of shit for it. Everyone,
Exactly.
including the Pat McAfee show,
Yeah.
was saying he better get his own agent. He had to know what
Right.
he's doing. Guess what? He got
He got
exactly
the-
what
yeah,
he was asking
exactly.
for. He got absolutely paid, and he did it on his own, and
Yeah.
he should be competitive for that. And that'll probably be his opening storyline.
Right. Yeah.
And-
And that's his whole story. He's always done on his own. This is a guy who got recruited. Probably, could have been. I think he started off as a wide receiver ish. They were kind of lining him up, and then he had some reps at quarterback. Killed it for Bobby Petrino. Second year won the Heisman. Third year probably should have won the Heisman again, but Baker kind of had a more, I guess, famous season in the
Yeah.
eyes of the voters. But we just don't know anything about this guy. Like, what does he do off the field? Like, what are his hobbies?
It would be
Like,
great to see his mom. 'Cause
Exactly.
she's always behind the camera,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
She's never in front. It'd be nice
Yeah.
to see his mom and their relationship together.
This is a
And-
guy that I think is Mr. T from Rocky 3. He is in a dungeon. He's got chains around his neck, and he is
Baltimore.
just getting after it.
Yeah.
This guy is a junkyard dog, and I love him.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
Also,
So-
he's not refined, so during an interview, he just might say, "You know what? John Harbaugh sucked my dick." Like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
I would love to see their interactions
Yeah.
kind of behind the scenes
Yeah.
as well, because I hate John.
Granted, he did just
John
sign that
Harbaugh.
huge contract.
Yeah,
On his
still
own,
be celebrating that as well. So who was your first pick?
My first pick was Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston and Lamar Jackson. That is a pretty solid lineup you got there, Mr. Caleb. You've been spoiling other people's picks this whole time, so I guess it's your turn. What division are you going with, and who are you going with? And you got Jalen Hurts with your first overall pick.
Yes. I think the next person that I would really go with, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll take the Baker Mayfield. I'm excited to see.
I can't fucking stand you. Why are you the way you are? No, that's a great pick. He was the guy who I originally was thinking about picking with my 1.1 overall pick, Baker Mayfield. Take it away, Caleb.
Oh, okay. I think he's got a system, and that's what he's been not catered to enough. When he got drafted into Cleveland, that's the story of every quarterback in Cleveland's life, right? It's like, we just picked you, go off. And it's never enough for Cleveland, and they just spoil a bunch of talent in my eyes.
See, I just want to watch Baker lose more.
That might also happen. And he is also a
hate him.
great candidate to get benched halfway through the season
Yes.
as well. But man, he's just so charismatic. I think he's going to have an amazing acting career. I think one of the big things about Baker Mayfield he gets a lot of hate for is all the commercials he did. And his career is exactly why he should be doing all those commercials, because what if he didn't get paid for all that? Granted, he got a boatload of money for getting picked number 1 overall at Cleveland.
He would have actually been sleeping in the stadium.
He was living in the stadium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is such a great character, and people act like, oh, he should be working out or spending more time in the off season studying plays. Nobody's doing that really in the off season at that level, and it doesn't take that long. The actual actors, I kind of know how these things work, get just kind of bust in. They're there for as short a period as possible so they can get paid as little as possible, and then they're shipped the hell out. It's a fast process, and obviously Baker Mayfield's very talented at it, and that's why I think he'd make a great candidate for the show, and that's why I think that is a great pick as your bottom to pair with Jalen Hurts. Two very different players you chose. You have a very diverse range of cast members.
Yeah, I'm
for
sorry.
your-
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt or take any. I didn't know what order we were presenting these
It's a
in.
snake
initially.
draft.
Oh, okay. No. That makes sense. That makes sense. I thought we were all gonna say our top QB first, and then all of us were gonna. So I went out of order and I panicked. I didn't know what to do.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
Baker Mayfield paired with Jalen Hurts. I will be next, and we are not going to have a third round reversal because I don't want to get sniped again. I am going to go, so I picked Joe Cool as my number 1 guy, and I have been just sitting here stewing on this decision for a while, but I'm going to have to do it. My veteran,
Oh.
Do it.
Deshaun Watson.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I thought you highlighted
No.
Geno Smith on purpose.
I
No.
thought about this. I thought long and hard. The only reason that
sounds
stopped me was because before he agreed to do the show, there's 3 things we can't talk about. Rape, me doing massages on my back with no towel, and 3, whatever else he's done. It would be 2, everyone's just dancing around it. Oh, man, hey, how's your recovery?
I want to see him get treatment in the facility
Yes.
in Cleveland. I want to see the vibe in that locker room.
From only dudes.
I want
Now
to
on,
see.
that's his rule in Cleveland.
Hey Tyler, can you come rub this for me, please?
Yes, and I.
Tyler, the intern.
Yeah, he's the intern,
Or better yet, the middle linebacker.
and
that
we're
just got
trying.
cut.
We're trying to do numbers
That's
here.
his job now.
Okay. We're trying to do numbers here. He's clearly in the veteran division. He's on his
a good
second. He's not on his
anti-hero.
rookie contract
Yeah.
anymore. He's been in the league for a while. He's obviously the most controversial character, and he could be pitched hey, this is a great way to kind of change your image. We'll kind of get away from all that stuff, and we'll just be really positive and be more football based, and that's why we want to feature you. He's also going to have the possibility of going on an absolute tear this year with Cleveland Browns. So with my cast, I could have both of my cast members going up against each other in the AFC Championship. It
I
could
should
very
call
easily
that too. I
happen.
literally just watched your fantasy clip video about Deshaun.
Well, you didn't do enough of your research then. You should have pulled the trigger a little bit earlier, which means I have to decide a bottom tier player right
You already were a
now.
bottom.
And what?
I thought you were a bottom.
Very funny. You hilarious, silly man.
Silly goose, man.
I'm struggling with this decision. And
That's what's hard about the bottom is just a lot of young people.
Russell Wilson hasn't been taken, right? Well, I'm going to take Russell Wilson, obviously.
That's a great one.
First of all, ultra famous wife. Very comfortable in front of the camera, very good looking.
Yes.
Going to bring in a lot of eyes for the show. He is a known goofball. I would love to see a guy I literally have questions about because famously his mental coach passed away kind of suddenly, which in my opinion kind of led to the downfall of his whole career because that kind of happened right before we saw him perform like absolute trash ever since, really. I think Russell Wilson, a guy who could get benched by a young like replacement style player halfway through the season, bottom half guy clearly as a last year. Also have a new head coach coming in to Denver, a new system being put into place, and a team we just don't really know a lot about from the outside looking in. And for that reason, I think Russell Wilson with my bottom tier player, Deshaun Watson as my veteran player, and Joe Cool in the same division. We'll be playing each other twice in the Netflix series.
I think that's a good cast. That's a good
good.
selective
It's a
cast.
great cast, and you're welcome. So I win. So who's going to get second place? Caleb, you're up next. You drafted Jalen Hurts, and you just got who?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. I love your roster so far. So you are looking for a veteran is where you're going to be going to right now.
You know what? I think I just surprised myself with this one too. I did actually. I'm acknowledging that. I would go Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray
I
as
would go
the
Kyler
veteran.
Murray.
Is he?
Brilliant story coming off of an ACL. We are going to probably get to see either Colt McCoy or Houston, University of Houston, Clayton Tune throwing some footballs over there for the Cardinals with rookie wide receiver Michael Wilson, who's a freak athlete. Would be good to get into their relationship as it grows, and just Kyler Murray's recovery from last season. It's obviously going to be a very dramatic opening scene where, Kyler Murray falls down, tears his ACL on the play. It'll be a great shot. It'll be very emotional, and you'll get to kind of track his progress through whatever. I'm sure they've been documenting it behind the scenes. I'm sure they have a lot of good footage of him, and they can just interview him. It'll be great for the show. So your roster is...
I don't know if they make cameras small enough to get like really good portrait shots on him though. They're gonna have to have him stand on one of those like 5-gallon
be
free
GoPros.
Lowe's buckets, that they give out when you buy paint. So that'd be fun.
So you got Kyler Murray. Oh, and you got Oklahoma.
Baker
Boomer
Mayfield.
Sooner. Two Boomer Sooners.
Two Heismans.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Hurts from
Oklahoma.
OU.
Also.
3-0. Yeah.
Shit, I'm sorry, I didn't even mean
An
that.
all
but
Oklahoma draft. You goofball,
Boomer Sooner.
Caleb.
Yeah,
that's a pretty interesting spin. You
That
could
goes
get them
back
all.
to-
You could definitely get them all on campus together for like a promo video after the season for quarterbacks that they.
Baker needs anything to do.
Yeah, exactly. He needs a new stadium to live in.
So that could be a good gimmick to promote it. Yeah, I think you're definitely easily the second best team
now.
that's been drafted so far.
Oh, chill out, Bo Jackson. Are you gonna start making archery
I've
things
got
on
a
us
pretty
now?
good one on deck.
No,
Okay,
I know.
I'm excited to hear it. Andrew,
I think
remind
they
us of
evolved
what your
a bit.
roster's looking like.
My number one elite quarterback's Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
My bottom of the barrel is Jameis Winston.
Hell yeah.
And for my veteran quarterback, I'm going Dak Prescott.
Ooh,
I'm going a guy who
I love
really
it.
just
right over.
every season the pressure is always on him. He has that big contract. Has he delivered? Not really.
No.
I mean, they have as many playoff wins as the Lions, right?
I've always been a major supporter, defender of Dak Prescott.
Really?
But last
I'm
year's...
not even one, and I'm a Cowboys
You're a
fan.
Cowboys fan. Last year's playoff game was very, very difficult to defend because that was on Dak.
He's so inconsistent. That his number one flaw
Right.
is he can be amazing, or he could just forget how time works.
Right.
also famously single, famously dates very attractive women,
Yes.
which would be interesting for the
Yes.
show. I would have also accepted Dak Prescott in the bottom of the barrel category for
Thought about
this. I did consider
But as
that.
far as like, TV purposes, you got Jerry in his ear.
Jerry Jones, Dallas, that's going to bring in eyes.
Here's
Cowboys
the
do
number
numbers.
One flaw to that is he just recently came off of Hard Knocks 2-3 seasons ago.
Three seasons ago. That's long enough. That's a long
Well,
enough.
it's long enough, but he was just on camera. You want to get different personalities.
Damn, dude, 3 years since Hard Knocks and not much improvement.
Also post catastrophic leg injury
Yeah.
since
True.
Hard
And
Knocks.
big contract.
And big contract.
And
So there's a
due
lot
for
of.
another contract. That's another
Yeah.
thing. He needs an extension after this season.
Do you think they would show it on the show?
Doubtful.
That'll be part of the noise,
Yeah.
hey,
It
because
would.
his cap number is going to be too big.
Yeah.
With Tony Romo in the background going like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I think he's got a cramp." they'll cut to black and Tony will be like, "I think he's got a cramp."
See,
Like flopping. all
this is what I'm concerned about because, like, as soon as you bring the Cowboys into this, like, Jerry Jones is a money guy. We all know that. And that's why, if you're not a Cowboys fan, you hate the Cowboys and Jerry Jones more specifically. So that sucks because then what does this change how Netflix would portray it, right? Like, he's going to be talking with people. He has to be. He's a businessman.
Right.
And now I'm on this, like, Love is Blind, Tony Romo, like, having to hit you on the corner. But no, yeah, Cowboys related. Dak Prescott, maybe. I could see it. That'd be a fun storyline.
You'll
But
do them-
also, I want to see what it's like behind the curtain with Dak. Like, is he working with a mental coach? Why does it seem like at the most, tense moments, he's always cracking? And I think the numbers back that up.
He's a little less clean Russell Wilson. And that's the only reason I didn't like the Russell Wilson pick is because I don't want to watch Russell Wilson at all because he's annoying.
I can see that.
He is annoying, but so was Kirk Cousins.
That's also
So is
Right,
Kirk
he
Cousins'
was-
wife, and that's what the vibe I get from Russell Wilson is. Russell
Yes.
Wilson is Julie.
But people love hate watching stuff. Like
Yeah, it's true.
we didn't like Kirk Cousins. We loved the Kirk Cousins segments. I'm a Michigan State fan.
Plus, we could have Zeke, unemployed Zeke, hanging out with Dak on off days.
On his couch.
Bro, that's going to be awesome.
They go home and
Yeah, he's just eating cereal.
Just
He's like,
fat.
What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Yeah.
just a giant cereal
Yeah.
bowl, super fat, like
Yeah.
250 pounds.
We're in a
in his
crop top. I
boxers.
love it. I'm all in. I'm telling you, it's not that bad.
Jean
It's like
shorts
it's like
and a
funny
crop
the next
top.
Eddie
So
Lacy,
what's
dude.
your full roster?
Starting from the top, Lamar Jackson,
Superstar, great pick,
Dak Prescott,
great pick,
Jameis Winston.
great pick. I love that. Yeah, great pick, Andrew. Okay, all right, Paxton.
Okay,
you really
so-
got the worst slot here, so I commend you for where you're drafting. So remind us what your roster's looking like.
So I've got Matthew Stafford with my vet, Derek Carr with my on the outs.
You might as well just say Kelly Stafford instead of Matt Stafford because that's really why I'm most interested in Matt.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
So who do you need? What slot do you need?
So I need my superstar.
You're in good shape here, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
So
young
I can-
superstar. Who are you taking?
I thought Josh Allen, but that's a no. It might be a little boring. He's just a great guy. It's not
Okay.
awesome for television. But
Yes.
the story I want to keep watching because I think he might die. Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes, let's go. I love Tua. I think I would have also accepted
Yes.
him into maybe the
Bottom
veterans category as well, sort of middling veteran.
I don't know.
This would
He's
be
been
his
in the league 3 years.
fourth season. This will be his
Fourth
fourth
season.
season,
Yeah.
leading it. Yeah, I would consider that, but of course, I guess he fits better into the young superstar category. I thought you could have gone with Trevor Lawrence. Made a great argument for him over there in Jacksonville.
Okay, so do you want me to give you the real reason I didn't pick Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, or Josh Allen?
Justin Fields, you also missed, or you
Okay,
also
Justin
skipped.
Fields was because QB1 behind the lights just did something on him. I don't want to see something about his family
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
And
Okay,
the
so
reason
he-
I didn't pick Josh Allen, Justin Fields, or Justin Herbert,
Josh
and Trevor
Allen-
Lawrence is because the rest of my cast is white, and I
So
I
he,
didn't want to
color.
do an all whitey.
he had to
thing.
go Polynesian.
Who
He's
did
like,
I pick? I don't even remember the races of my players. What did I get? I got a
Cool.
white. Oh, I got Deshaun. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're socially
Dude,
good
you
because I got
doubled down.
Deshaun.
You doubled down. You're like, I'm going to Sean.
I'm going Deshaun Watson. Hey, we're trying to find the most interesting
Okay, if Deshaun's
cast.
doubling down, he tripled down on Lamar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Dark.
Yeah, so I would have definitely have considered Trevor Lawrence there, Justin Herbert over there in LA, although like we said he's been on
I don't know that I want that story.
the Justin
don't
Herbert
either.
story.
Yeah,
weird. He's a weird guy.
Apart from that,
Oregon.
it's like just living in Los Angeles. It's like he's like, I wake up at 5, I get coffee, then
Yeah.
I go
And
to,
how many beach shots you have to see him looking to the sunset? You know,
with
longingly.
his
His long
surfer hair,
yeah.
like the NFL is scripted. Shout out to Eddie again.
But yeah, I think for what you had, Trevor Lawrence, he could have been a wild card. He could have been really interesting. Could have been not. Tua Tagovailoa again with
I like that.
the injury history, like you said, is a brilliant pick. So in
Everyone's
review,
gonna be on the edge of their seat anytime he plays.
Exactly. 2 hands, baby.
Like,
Dude.
oh, dude, he's gonna throw out gang signs.
he's
again.
also
Oh shit, he's not moving. Oh, he's dead.
he's also famously gotten training with like grappling to try and learn how to fall properly. So I think that's a great storyline as well
Oh.
that you could cover in the offseason. Tua, I think, is an absolute brilliant pick. Another snub that none of us decided to take. I guess he would be in the veterans discussion. I was surprised he didn't get taken. Is Jordan Love from Green Bay. He would have been probably number 3
He's
in my
one of the
power
ones I
rankings.
don't know anything about in the bad way. I don't want to know anything about Jordan
Yeah,
Love.
I feel like he's gonna.
I want to see what he looks like and what his it could be. There's such a wide range of outcomes for Jordan Love where he could just absolutely suck and we could see all the ramifications. We could see his coaches get fired. We could see him get his GM fired in one season. That would be super entertaining. Or we could literally see him elevate his team and maybe make a run at the NFC Division Championship.
Christian Watson, man, they have a shot finally. They finally have.
He is a super
some
freak
wide
athlete, that
receivers.
Christian
Yeah,
Watson. And like I said, she really doesn't have any choice but to be extremely successful in his position. Who else did we pass on?
I feel like Geno Smith was
we
a snub.
passed on Kenny Pickett because I tried.
well, he's
there's
not
nothing
really
interesting going on there
he's
right
Well,
he doesn't really
what's
fit any
interesting
category.
Is what's going to happen this season? Because I have no fucking idea.
I think they're gonna.
I don't
start,
want to see Matt Canada. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I think we're glossing over an obvious one. Jimmy G in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is a guy who has a history of hanging out with porn stars.
Yep.
He's the most handsome guy in the league now that Tom Brady's gone.
Bingo.
And he's living in Las Vegas. I think he's probably living at the Cosmo Hotel in a penthouse suite.
He has to be.
Has to.
Yeah, he would have to.
This guy's out here just
Taylor Heineke's in
shaking
Atlanta?
hands and rubbing ass all day.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that is a brilliant. That would have been like a kind of swing in the dark, bottom tier player I could have taken.
At this point, it's like, most of these guys, like, they care about hanging on to a job, but Jimmy G, he's just like, hey, I clocked in, now I'm about to go hang out with some strippers. Like,
Yeah.
how awesome.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, we all passed on. Duke grad.
Here's the thing, though, with that is how often in the show were they doing things that weren't football?
A lot. A pretty good.
I heard Kirk Cousins doesn't do football stuff on Tuesdays. It was a family day for him.
Yeah.
It's a family day, but he just goes like on walks because he's a nice guy.
See,
he doesn't do any he doesn't go do coke.
My
That's what
secondary
I wanna see.
title for quarterback was called The Real Housewives of the NFL Quarterbacks. Like, I thought that was pretty fitting just because, like, whenever, which I'm not trying to, like, invalidate a relationship here or anything because, like, you're going to rely on your spouse quite a bit. But the moment that they introduced a wife, I was like, oh, so this is going to go on? And I was like, okay. Like, it didn't make me not want to watch it. I enjoyed
They've got to
it.
pull both. They've got to get the Natalie's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why Natalie watched. She wasn't watching for football's sake.
Yeah, she was
That's
watching
true.
for the wives.
And that's why I called it that myself, because I was like, that's the appeal. Like, they want to know what it's like, like. And I even looked at my girlfriend. I was like, shit, I wish I just had, like, I could go walk in the park on Tuesdays money. That'd be awesome. She was like, I know, right? But yeah, it didn't make me feel any, like, much higher on Kirk Cousins.
I love how you watched the Mahomeses build a super mansion with a golf course
And you were
on it
excited
and
for
an
them.
aquarium, and you're like, man, I wish I could go on walks on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Like, I'm looking for the simple things in life here.
that's where-
Patrick Mahomes is like, they just put my name in the end zone.
I was like,
We hate them, right?
what's that? The
Like,
Mahomeses?
yeah.
I love them. I thought Brittany Mahomes came off as really, really cool after the
They
series.
did edit her in a better light than she actually is.
Yeah, definitely
'Cause I've
good
seen the
publicity
candid
for
shit.
her.
Well, it's because they separated Jackson Mahomes from it.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
They make that's
I think
very
she's a
family
great-
oriented.
I think she's a great advocate for Patrick. I think she's super supportive and just kind of what you would want out of an NFL football wife.
Take that back a little bit. Don't give me Brittany. Give me, I forget her name, but Marcus Mariota's wife. Most supportive. She sat there running plays with him.
Yeah.
She was awesome.
Least supportive wife, definitely, of the cast would have been
Julie. She didn't give two shits.
I almost left literally almost missed the biggest comeback
I almost left.
in
I
NFL
almost took my
history.
boy.
We're gonna leave. Like,
We're
yeah.
gonna beat traffic.
Does she know not to say shit like that? Why would you say that?
Bro,
If
you
there's
wanna
like
know
an-
why? It's because her husband's Kirk, and he was like, I wanted to leave too. Like, I had to see. Like, I just want proof now that he's not the only fucking NFL quarterback with a psychiatrist or whatever. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I want.
The psychiatrist seemed more uncomfortable with the filming of that than Kirk was.
Yeah.
Kirk seemed to be like, I bet Kirk behind the scenes was like, no, let's do this. Let's really record me getting this treatment done on me. It'll be really, really cool
It's like,
and
bro,
really
I gotta follow
interesting.
HIPAA laws.
Yeah, and the guy was like, I guess, man, if you really, really want to, we'll do it. But
Yeah, isn't
that-
it technically a huge HIPAA violation?
No, you can get it signed off. You can get you can waive your HIPAA rights. It's just your right, but you can waive them just like
See,
anything.
that's how nice Kirk is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He'll waive
You want to
his
know how
HIPAA
fucked
rights.
up? He's not that fucked up. That's what that means. Because I would never let y'all listen in on my therapy session. Not one fucking time.
Yeah, the stakes I think are much lower for Kirk
Although that would be a
versus our
great
therapy
podcast.
sessions.
That would be.
Yeah. But that's all the time we have today. We didn't even scratch the surface and all the stuff we want to talk about, but I think we hit the most interesting parts. I have been Jamie Jakes. You can follow me at JAMJKS on Twitter. You can follow me at Dr. Jamie Jakes on Instagram. Please subscribe to the channel. This will be our second What Are We Talking About big show that we have done. We'll be putting these out weekly and bi-weekly during the regular season. We got a whole bunch of stuff, new content coming out. Get on the ground floor. I think we have 6 subscribers so far in our first week, so let's try and get another 6 more off of this one. Mr. Caleb, tell them something about you.
My favorite color is sunflower yellow.
Perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
That is an outlandish opinion.
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Twitter at FunnyCBD, and I will probably have an Instagram and or a TikTok created in the next week or so too that you can hopefully follow me at the same tag. So, yeah, and I will probably be coming back, in the future as long as I keep getting invited back. So,
Yes, we are planning on doing an NFC North talk between the two of us. I being a Lions fan representative, him being a Vikings fan. We might find a Packers fan. We will not be searching for a Bears fan.
nope.
Because fuck the Bears. And Mr. Andrew, what do you have to tell us? Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm just a normal guy who loves fantasy football, gambling,
Yes.
binge eating, all the usual. You can find me at Jamie Jake's channel.
Hell yeah. And Andrew will definitely, all these people will definitely be on the podcast again. Paxton, what do you got to say?
Follow me at Instagram at pbailey_comedy. And if you're feeling froggy, follow me on TikTok at Baxton_Paley00.
Hell yeah. This has been What Are We Talking About? Good night.